Yes. What is good, my people? Welcome back to Computer Music Academy's weekly homework podcast. I am your host, TaurusBeats. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Welcome to week 96. Wait a minute, did I actually do that? I actually needed to rub my nose because I felt like a hair or something. And then I sounded like 96. Oh yeah, this is going to be fun. Week number 96 of the weekly homework podcast / assignment / podcast. Welcome. Shout out to my man RTO Beats for that sickening intro. We'll be using that for a couple more weeks, then moving on to something else. This week, we're going to have some fun, and I guess what just happened is kind of a preview of the fun that we're going to have in this particular episode. So, as you know, we normally do this thing called At the Movies. We've done it every year that we've done the WHP. And this year I wanted to shake it up a little bit, as I have been with a few other assignments. The whole At the Movies is creating a soundtrack or scoring a scene to a particular movie. And the first couple of years, we just had everybody just kind of pick their own thing. This year, we're actually doing 3 different types of movies. And the first one we did in June was an action flick. That turned out really well. This month of July, we're doing part 2. And this, some people may say it's a little early or out of season or whatever, but I think it's going to work perfectly. This time we're doing horror flicks, scary movies, that kind of thing. I am so interested in hearing these submissions because we have 8. And man, the people that contributed, I think this is about to be another classic. So let's get things started off with our man who has been contributing the intro for the last couple of weeks. And since he's been contributing to the podcast, has been killing it. My man, RTO Beats. Let's go. RTO Beats doing his thing for week 96, kicking things off. I like that. That was pretty cool, man, because you actually had all the craziness going on in the beginning with the rain and the heartbeat and the heavy breathing, and later on it actually worked into, I don't know, I guess you could say some kind of chanting or seance or something like that. You could actually hear all of the stuff, and I believe it was backwards. If it was backwards, extra cool. But yeah, I really did like that joint. The only thing I would have looked for, and I did like when the beat actually kicked in. That was very, very cool. Only thing I would have liked to have heard is maybe like at least one change up to where it kind of did something a little different with the beat, where the strings went a different way, you know what I'm saying? And drop the beat down maybe, or, you know, bring in one of those moments where it just rises up, you know, something like that. But other than that, I do like this submission. I really enjoy this submission, my man. And if you decide to go back and add that, please tag me. I want to hear that for real. But RTO, my man is out here working. Thank you, sir. All right, coming up to another one of my people who actually had a chance to kick it with this week. And shout out to him. We actually had a chance to kick it on a one-on-one session and just chill out a little bit. My man, JSP8. Let's see what he's doing. Yes, JSP8. That's nasty. I like everything about that track. Shout out for the mix this week. We actually talked about that during our session this week. We was kind of talking about mixing, and that was one of the things that I had spoke of last week, is that his actual tracks were cool. They were very, very nice, but they definitely need to come up with the mix. And I can tell just by looking at the wave and definitely hearing it this week that he actually went and took those tips that we talked about. And he's definitely doing better with the mixes. So shout out for that. But yeah, dude, I liked how this came together. Man, do I like it a lot. I really, really enjoy how it built up, because every part had its own space or its own time in the track. And then around the 160, well, actually, it'll probably be 106, 107 mark, where it actually brought everything together and it was nice and full. Yeah. Yes, I liked it. I liked it a lot. And then after that, kind of calmed down. So we had this build up, and then it dropped everything back down to where it was a little calm, or I should say the calm after the storm, so to speak, because it was like a big boom or something. And then towards the end to kind of have the I don't know if that was meant, but it definitely sounded that way. Jason Voorhees is on the way. But yo, Julius, my man, excellent submission this week, man. Keep doing what you're doing. All right, moving on to one I have been anticipating all week, simply because of what this man told me he was doing and how much work he said he put into this. So I'm greatly anticipating this. My man, AR Music. Let's go.
They're here. They're here. They're here. Come on, let's go.
The great AR Music with his submission. Yes, yes. Oh boy. So story is a girl is in the house and she is visited by a demonic type creature. I'm reading from the submission. She has to escape and try to save others. She's able to get outside and defend herself, but it will be the fight of her life. And that's the name of the track, Fight for Your Life. If that doesn't sum it up, you could actually hear. That's the crazy thing. You're listening to the track before I even give you the description, you know, what it's supposed to be about. And you can hear all of that even before I actually told you, you know, what it was about. Be it from just experience of watching, you know, horror flicks or whatever. And there's certain tropes that they always throw in. Or realistically just listening to that track and hearing what happens, hearing the demon, hearing old girl screaming, and she's talking and help, let's get out of here, all that kind of stuff. Then it actually goes and you hear gunshots and footsteps and running and heavy breathing, and you hear the environment. And then it gets down to where you can actually see that she's made it outside to safety. The cops are there. And now what? You know what I'm saying? Is that the end? Will there be a sequel? So, yes, AR, man, mixed very well. I love the atmosphere that you built with this track, because as I just said, you actually see everything. You know, with just without having to close your eyes or anything, you could actually see everything happening in that track. I love the groove in this joint too. It took me a second to really find it and kind of nod my head to it, and that's what I really, really love about this track. It's not your average beat. And I love the way this was arranged and sequenced and, like I said, mixed, because there was like a panning going back and forth and the left to the right. That was really cool. There's so much to love about this track, man. And then we were talking earlier in the week and he was saying something about he actually has a friend who does independent movies and he's thinking about pitching it to them. Please do. Please do. I would definitely say handle that business, dude, because this is dope. Very, very dope. This is definitely one of your top works, sir. I will give you that. All right. Thank you for that, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going down to Florida, Tampa, to be exact, with my man, your man, Gold 007. This guy, Gold 007, my man. And you wonder why I love Gold. You wonder why. You may wonder why I say that. This is dope. This is very dope. So the premise of his story is that Earth is under attack. It's an alien attack, basically. And these creatures are coming from outer space. They look like giant mosquitoes, and they begin taking over. And you can kind of, again, you can envision that with it's not the typical like air raid or invasion or emergency siren, but you hear that. I love that part. So that's kind of how it starts off, and then everything else picks up, and you hear some buzzing and everything where people are like running and that kind of thing. I can envision that. And then the really cool part of this track, well, before I get there, props to Gold because he actually owns the Roland Era, AIRA, I think is how you pronounce it, series. There's a synth, there's a drum machine, there is a couple of other pieces now that they've added. But it sounds like, at least for like the last couple of submissions, that he's been using that drum machine, which is, it's mimicking the TR-808 and the TR-909, if I'm not mistaken, also. But it sounds like that's what he's been using a lot of for the last couple of weeks, and he's been doing a lot of really cool effects through that and with that. So props for that. But the other cool thing about this track that I really enjoy, and as I was just reading his submission, there's voices and people who are kind of talking and running and whatnot, and those are like all of his family members. He had some family members come in this week, and they actually contributed to this particular track. So props for that, man. Put people to work. But again, love the track. This is a more calmer track from Gold, if you follow me, because this stuff normally has a lot more movement. And I know, having family in town plus work and Lord knows whatever else, that probably contributed to the track being where it is, which the track is not bad at all. I'm definitely not saying anything negative, but you can definitely tell it's a more calmer track. Probably didn't have as much time to contribute to it, but I definitely love what I'm hearing from it. If you do expand it, I definitely want to hear it. But this was a really cool track, man. Very, very nice. Thank you, sir. All right, moving back up a little bit to our man in South Carolina. On a roll. Let's see what he's going to do with this. DJ Lockturnal. Let's go. Yes. So this is how you could tell a man is very confident with his work and his abilities. Locke has gotten to the point where he just, when you send the submission, you can upload the file. You just tell me what number it's going towards. And then you also have an optional field where you can leave a message. And Locke just uploads his joint now. He doesn't have any description, and as of late, most of them don't. But it's just, yeah, here you go. Hope you enjoy it. Because he knows he's at that point now to where he's making these joints and he knows they are going to hit. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing to have. But I really, really enjoyed that. I like the synth based bass, the way this thing started out. And then it actually kicked in with some voices, and I think it had like some synth keys in there. And oh boy, the way it just built up, I think it was around the 45-second point where it's just, it really kicked in, and then it started progressing a little bit more. And it had this point where it calmed down, and then you actually hear like the demon or whatever growling in the background, and he panned it in a couple different ways. Very, very cool. And tell me this does not fit perfectly for the beginning of our movie. Like, this is the perfect entrance, or how you want to say it, opening credits. There we go. This is the perfect track for the opening credits. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, let's go about it like this. For the people who are watching this, whether you're on CMA or you're on YouTube, do this, okay? Please. I really want to see this. Sequence these tracks. You don't have to use them all, but sequence these tracks within our movie. This is going to be our scary movie. All of these submissions, sequence these tracks, and this is the intro track, and this is the track. This is when this happens, and this is when that happens. And kind of tell a story of your own. I'd be very, very interested in reading some of these. I know they're going to differ, and that's what's going to make them great. So please, if you're listening to this, please leave some comments down below and sequence these tracks for our movie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Lock. Thank you, sir. All right, moving on to a gentleman that I'm very intrigued to hear this. Just based off of what I know about this gentleman and the type of music he makes, I wonder what he's going to do for this. My man, TaurusBeats. Let's go. Actually got lost. Because I'm sitting there listening like, okay, all right, where we going? Where we going? And then it just cuts off. That was pretty cool, man. I'm not gonna front. That was very cool. Very, very atmospheric. You know, definitely something that's just laying in the background while you're anticipating something. So envision kind of going back to AR's thing. Let's go there for a second. Sneaking through the house or through the woods or something like that, and you know something is there, but you just, you know, you have to get where you're going. At the same time, you're just kind of taking it easy, being cool, being as calm and careful as possible. That's what I hear playing in the background. And it's perfect. What's so crazy is Taurus really stepped back from this track as far as being Taurus. Again, nothing negative at all, nothing derogatory at all. I love the again, like I said, I'm sitting there, I'm on the edge of my seat like, okay, where are we going? Where are we going? What is he going to do? What is he going to do? This is perfect. It really fits that environment, that atmosphere, that anticipation of what's coming next. It fits that perfectly. And this is what I love about these type of assignments, where you really get people to step out of their zone and do something way left or way right of what they normally do. Taurus, excellent job, my man. Whew. All right, moving back up to Detroit, to the gentleman that has been killing it as far as closing it out for the last several weeks. First and foremost, my man, your man, Mr. Wallace. Let's go.
Double negative.
Yes, yes, yes. Man, I tell you exactly where that is for me. First of all, very, and then they had one last piano clip. I tell you exactly where that is for me. First off, track dope, incredibly dope. He said this actually has elements from some of the main music or one of the main scenes from Eyes Wide Shut. I've never seen that movie. Truth be told, that's the Tom Cruise movie, right? With who was that? Penelope Cruz, his earlier wife. I think that's how it went. Only thing I remember about that movie is everybody wearing masks, that kind of thing. Wasn't it supposed to be like some kind of orgy or I don't know, something. But he said that actually had some of the elements from that music in his particular submission, and I loved it with the piano and the other atmospheric elements. Let's not even talk about the drums he selected for this and how he arranged them. Jeez, man. The chopping of the piano, and you got the high end, the bling, bling, but then you got the low end, boom, doom, doom, doom. Oh my God. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. But where this is for me is there's actually one of my favorite quote unquote scary movies, because this is when scary movies stop being scary. One of my favorite scary movies of all time is Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, The Dream Warriors. And this is, I cannot remember old girl's name. It wasn't Leah Thompson, because she was in the first two, if I'm not mistaken. But this is whoever the protagonist female was in Dream Warriors. There's a point towards the end where she actually just says, screw it. And they go to fight Freddy. And this sounds like exactly where those drums were hit, where it's like, let's go, I'm taking you on. And they actually start fighting at that point. That's what it reminds me of. That's what, if I'm scoring this movie or I'm arranging the tracks for this movie, that's definitely where that part is going, where you're facing off with the antagonist. Man, excellent job on that. And then I think it was around the 215, 216. Oh boy, that part right there, stupid. Mr. Wallace, as usual, thank you, sir. Man. And now, finishing things off, our man, Sho-Nuff. Let's go. Let's just get out of here. Okay. It looks like there's someone in that room. Maybe they can help us. Hello. Excuse me. Can you help us? Why, yes, I can help. Come, let me show you all that pain can be. Oh no, there's nowhere to run. Companions, Ladies and gentlemen, Sho-Nuff closing out week number 96 of the weekly homework assignment / podcast. Come on, dude. I was sick. Again, he pulled back a little bit, but I really enjoyed what he brought with the track. I really did. There's actually one of my favorite movies, despite everybody else not liking it. Was oh dang it, now I'm blanking out on it. Oh, Constantine, the Keanu Reeves Constantine. I really enjoyed that movie. Maybe because I'm not a comic book fan, so I wasn't expecting it to be all crazy true and, you know, have all the facts, because I didn't know what to expect, but I enjoyed that movie. Where I'm going with this is around the 118, 119 point. When the beat actually kicks in is right after they say, well, it looks like there's somebody in this next room. Let's go see if they can help us out. At that point, it reminds me of a part in the movie where there's I can't remember the guy's name, but there's Jaimin Hansu. He's actually playing this character who is obviously like a demon, or, you know, he has like a gateway to hell or something like that. And when that actually kicked in, especially because, you know, Sho always does all the vocal work on top of his tracks. That's what that reminded me of, was that particular scene when they went to go see him for the first time. I can definitely see that happening again in our movie. I really enjoyed everything about this particular track. Again, love the intro, love the build up, love when it kind of dropped down a little bit. I think that's around around the 45 second mark. And that's when you heard the people talking like, well, let's get over here and see what's going on. In the background, you hear this chanting and it's reversed. Props for that. And then it actually kicks in with that last part. Very, very cool. Very cool. Would have loved to have seen or heard another part where it kind of changed and calmed down, or things got really, really frantic after that. Either way, but I did enjoy everything happening with this track. And again, mixed very well, paced very well, sequenced very well. Yeah, Sho, continue to bring it, bro. Man, this was a pretty damn good week for me. So shout out to Sho-Nuff, Mr. Wallace, TaurusBeats, DJ Lockturnal, Gold 007, AR Music, JSP8, and RTO Beats. And also, thank you for watching, listening, and being a part of what we do every single week. Be sure to share and like our videos and let everybody know what's going on over here. If you're enjoying it and you know somebody else that will enjoy it, hey, pass it around. And also, as I asked before, be sure to leave comments down below, whether you're on the CMA site or you're on YouTube. Sequence our movie with the songs that have been provided to you. And we did this early. We did this 3 months early. So when Halloween rolls around, you're welcome. All right, people, on that note, I'm done for the week. You enjoy the rest of your week, and we will talk to you next time. See ya.